Hey guys, I have another athlete for you as part of my Immortals project. His name is Joao Cimurro. He's a judo champion and has fought all over the world. He's from Brazil and is now calling the Gold Coast home. And it was great to be able to shoot with him and interview him about some of the things that makes judo different to other sports and other combat sports, and a bit about his journey and how other new athletes can get into the sport. So here's the images from our shoot together and then the interview with Jia. Enjoy.
Judo different than another martial arts. It's a little bit hard because I cannot say that it's like super different or like so much better, because every single martial art has a particular things, which is valuable. But at the same time, I think what I most like judo is specific things about philosophy and discipline, the virtues that is coming from judo. It's coming from Japan, of the cultures, this is so important because, especially if you are learning judo as a kid, you start to grow up with all of these good things, and you can bring everything, single thing that you are learning in judo and bring into your life, which is making you, better person, better people. It's I think that's the biggest valuable thing in judo. It's cool, so good shows and beautiful things that we're doing. And something is important as well is like judo make us tough. Judo make us tough because we are always fighting each other, but at the same time we are fighting. Like, I'm fighting myself sometimes, with my mind, and I'm like, okay, I need to push through this. I need to push myself when I'm training because I need to hard, strong. I need to, for example, win that competition because I have my goal. And then you start getting tough. But I think it's just nice.
How did this happen? Did your parents introduce you to judo for these kind of reasons, or how did it come about?
Yeah, it's like if my parents introduced me to judo, or if they were pushing too much with myself. Yes and no, I think, because since I was like, because I started judo if I was 5, when I was 5, but I can't remember when I was like 4. I don't know. I really loved fights. I was always watching fight movies, and then I was at school, and then I said to my mom, there's judo, and I want to try, and I want to start. And then something cool. It's my mom already liked fights. She never practiced anything, but she liked it, like fights and like Rock Balboa and Karate Kid, And then she was like, okay, let's do it. And then since that time, she was always like helping me, like, okay, you need to compete, so you need to eat properly. So let's do it. So, you want to go to other states compete. Okay, I'm gonna bring to you. Always helping me. And something I think is very important because I saw so many kids stopping like judo competitions because the parents wasn't like doing the support, but it's a little bit sad. So I can just say thank for my mom because she was always like just helping me and then wasn't putting pressure on me. I've never felt pressure.
If you were to explain judo to someone that's never seen or understood it before, how would you describe it? Like, is it the art form of throwing humans, or how do you describe judo to someone that's never seen it before?
I think I can say a little bit about the 2 virtues of judo. Something that I have a tattoo in my back in Japanese. It's Jitakyurei, which means like peace, and something valuable like mutual benefits. It's important because when you are training, we are not training just us, we are training our partners. So if you are there stop sitting the throw, you are giving opportunity to your partner learn. So you really need someone to train. So it's a lot about mutual benefits. It's nice because we can bring this to our lives. And another one it's minimum effort with maximum efficient. So this is very, very nice. And when we are talking about this, we can tell them who is, for example, watching TV, Judo. Oh, they are doing so many controls, and then I might say, yeah, they are using them movements, like the opponent's movements against them, because they are using this concept of maximum efficient with less, minimum effort. So I like to mix the philosophy and cool things like that with the practice. And then it can be more practical, and then you can be more straight, saying that okay, your goal is smash them, and then you throw them to the back and ground, and then like controlling the grip, because if you control the grip, you control the fight, you can be like more cool. So,
Even narrowed down more, if so, Taekwondo is about kicks.
yeah.
What is the goal of judo?
Good. Because, for example, if you say that Taekwondo it's about kicks, Judo it's about grappling with people. So something it's important is if we are comparing, for example, Judo with BJJ, Judo it's more about stance and then going to the ground, and then BJJ it's starting to stance, but it's less about stance, and then it's more about ground. When you go to the ground, you stay there like for a while. So this is the main thing that we can make this different, because sometimes when I'm talking with someone and I'm a judo athlete, I'm a judo player, and then they are like, the conversation is going, and then they are like, oh yeah, but why you train BJJ? And I'm like, no, it's not. I love BJJ, but the main thing is judo. So that's the difference. And then we can say that as well. Okay, judo is about throw them on the ground, smash them, and then we remember, of course, there's a huge universe on the floor that we have lots of neck chokes, arm bars, the way that we see called in Japanese saikomi, the way that we are holding them on the ground, showing them that we have control. So of course, a huge universe on the ground, but the main thing is stance and try to throw them on the ground, take him down.
When did you know? When did you decide you wanted to compete, and what level did you get to competing? Because that can be, what are you currently competing at? Because I know you're still actively competing. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. So when I decided to compete was when I was 5 years old, But always when I'm telling my history, I started judo when I was 5, and then I 5 to 8 years old. 8 years old, I started to compete like official competitions. So all the time between 5 and 8, I was I'm joking, but I wasn't compete when I was 5 years old, like little competitions. They are just like my sensei in Brazil was just saying like, okay, you are training here, but we need to test what we are doing. We need to like changing ourselves. So let's go, it'll be fun. And then was little competitions with kids, and then we were like playing and sometime fighting. And then I was talented at that time. I could. I don't know how I remember, but I remember that I was like really thrilled, and I was good. And I was like, I want more and more and more. And then when I got 8, I started competitions, official competitions, and my mom always running me. And then when I was 9, I was the best in my state, and I started competing more. After this, with 11, I was training in a huge club in São Paulo, in the city, and I learned a professional way to do judo. It was like huge. I've got many times the best in my state. I was competing national competitions so many times, which was so nice. And when I got 17 or 16, I started be part of the judo team, judo Brazilian team, representing my country, Germany, Peru, Israel, Austria, so many countries. That was a huge experience for me. That got a huge feeling back of everything that I was building, everything that I was building up. And now that time I was testing like overseas. I was young, yeah. It's like I was on the main Brazilian team, but I was like, okay, I'm happy. This feeling is priceless. And then I can say that the most high level that I've got was this part that I was competing overseas, but something was the feeling was huge was when I was in Germany and I was fighting with so many guys of my category coming from Brazil. And then I remember that I was the only one that was paying everything. And then I was like 17 and I was struggling finances because I was paying all of my trip. And then I've got bronze there, and then huge feeling. I didn't win, but everything that I've got to have that, I was like, was amazing. But the most high level always this. I think for me, talking about the feeling was this, but the main thing was a little time before coming to Australia was the Olympic qualifying that was happening in Brazil, and then I could be there fighting with the best of the country. That was special as well because I wasn't training that intensity because okay, I'm going to Australia, and then I could be there, and it was amazing for me. Now I'm competing here, representing Queensland, representing Australia as well. I was in Japan, which my dream is coming back, and that flame is growing, and then I'm feeling that huge feeling. Unfortunately, of course, I got my ACL snapped in Japan, which happened in athlete life. That will be a challenge for me, but part of the game. After recovery this, make sure that I will be flying in judo again, and maybe now just representing other countries.
I want to finish on two questions. One is for like kids that want to pursue like judo more seriously. What are the main like 2 or 3 key things that they should concentrate on? And then finishing on what's something that you're excited about that you're working on.
I think for kids, starting learning about the high level and when they want to starting this life of high level in sports, I think the key, actually I can say so many things, right? But I think the consistency is the main thing. And when you are doing something hard for a while and keep doing, and the main thing is be strong and be tough enough to keep doing this hard thing and putting the time on top of it. And then the time and the consistency doing this every single day, going training, then doing this and putting the time. That's the key, because if you cannot put the consistency on it, you cannot grow in sports. I'm saying this because so many kids, especially when they are like growing and then they are looking at all the friends hanging out, traveling for cool stuff at school and these cool things that they cannot do because they need to be there training. They need to be there eating properly because sometimes they are cutting leads to competitions, and they need to understand that, okay, I'm choosing something, And then I think this is good. This is not to be too much tough with them because the life will be like that. You need to choose cool things. You need to choose right things to be successful. So so that's the main thing. That's that I'm saying. keep the consistency in choosing the right things. I'm gonna eat properly. I'm gonna train hard and tough. It's not like 3 times per week. It's like almost every single day, you know. And maybe if your parents not helping too much, I think it's hard if you're a kid telling them this, but father, mom, help me please. You know, I really want this. You know, I really want to be that with eating. I really want feeling. I think this is good for my life. You know, maybe you can convince your parents to help you because I know that's hard. And then, but remember consistency. You know, because when you finish your life on sports, you're gonna understand that every single thing that you are going to do in your life, the consistency is the key. So about finances, about your job, about your training at gym, And then if you learn this when you're a kid, you don't need to learn when you're an adult, so less difficult and less mistakes in life.
Yeah.
So the most thing that I'm excited to really conquer, I'd say that it's my freedom about like my geographic freedom, about my family, for example, because my family in Brazil, and that's so far. Then now I'm working hard to make money now, and then building like an ecosystem in fitness area because personal trainer, so I have a program training and then online, so I'm building this up as much as I can to make this work because when you are working online, you can go whatever you want, and then now I just like, okay, I'm here chilling, but I think I want to see my family. Then I'm just go to Brazil, see them, hang out with them, and do every single thing that I want to do with them, or every single part of the world actually, and then come back to Australia and keep doing my tough thing, like teaching my classes, but just hopefully, and I think it's one of my goals now. Very good.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you give Joao a follow on Instagram and Dex, his student, as well. Dex is a stunt double, so there'll be some more videos from him coming up because it's been great to work together. And let me know your thoughts on judo and if you participate in the sport. I know after seeing Joao throw some guys around, I really want to give it a go. So maybe that'll be in the future. But hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one.